Drinking buddies, this summer heat wave might actually kill me, but if it doesn't, I'm only going to need 5 summer sippers this summer. Let's go.
I'm your drinking buddy.
All right, drinking buddies. I just can't. It's just too hot. That's better. Anyway, drinking buddies, I thought it'd be fun to compile a list of my 5 sippers that I'm gonna be sipping this summer. Let's be honest here. A lot of these games can be kind of polarizing, but at the end of the day, just remember that this is like a desert island game. You know, what book are you gonna take with you if you're stranded on a desert island? No one wants to have just one book to read, but if that is your option, it's kind of fun to figure out what you would pick. So I'm limiting this to 5 different categories of things I'm gonna sip this summer. And I'm going to challenge the WhiskeyTube community to do the same list. So we're starting with a low proof sipper. So this, for me, is going to be Michter Sour Mash. Sometimes I drink this and I just can't even believe that it's 86 proof. It's got so much flavor. Love, love, love this bottle. First category, low proof sipper. Second category is going to be a cocktail that you will drink this summer. So if you're making this list at home, if you're playing along at home, what's your favorite summer cocktail? So for me, this is just a simple Lynchburg lemonade. I used some of this Jack Daniel's triple mash and lemonade. That's all that's in here. One part of this, 2 parts lemonade. I might have gone a little higher than that. I went a little light on the Jack on this one. That is just too refreshing for words. So I'm using the triple mash and I'm using lemonade. Pretty simple. Next up, we're gonna go with something we don't mind sipping over a little bit of ice. So I'm gonna go with this Smoke Wagon Uncut Unfiltered. I chose this one because it's a decent barrel-proof option, and it tastes pretty decent over a rock. I very, very rarely ever put whiskey over a rock, but that works for me. That works for me. Still stands up to that ice ball in there. Still can get a lot of flavors because of that higher proof. So for me, 1 to sip over ice, category 3, and I'm going with Smoke Wagon Uncut Unfiltered. Next up, we're gonna go with a wheated bourbon. Now this can be any wheated bourbon, but you have to have a wheated bourbon on your list because I think they drink really well in the summer. And I'm going with this Wilderness Trail store pick. It's gonna be 107.1 proof, I believe. 107.19 proof. These are really good. They're like 4 years old, but they do use 4 years, 7 months old, and it tastes great. They use such a low barrel entry proof that they just have a ton of flavor sitting at a lower proof. Anyway, really like the Wilderness Trail stuff. That's my weeder for this list. Didn't want to pick something super allocated, so I went with that. And last up, this one is going to be a weird one. So this is going to be something that shouldn't work for summer, but it totally does. So when I think summer whiskeys, I'm thinking something a little bit more light, a little bit more crisp, probably not a rye, probably not barrel proof. So of course, we're going with a barrel proof rye. Barrel Seagrass, so sitting at 119.12 proof. This is one that has really grown on me. When I first got this bottle, it wasn't my favorite. And the more I've drank it, the more I've really enjoyed it. I think that it is a really great bottle and it works in the summer. So the finishes on here are going to be Martinez rum, Madeira, and apricot brandy. I'm not even a big rum finish guy, and I really like this bottle because those other finishes do more to it to give it like this awesome flavor profile that totally works for the summer. So those are my 5. I am challenging the WhiskeyTube community to do this as well. So if you're seeing this and you're part of the WhiskeyTube community, you need to make this list. But I am specifically calling out my good buddies Kurt and Trent at SLB Drinks. I'm going to call out Steven from Tipsy Whiskey Shenanigans, but I also am a big fan of Doc from Old Fashioned Ways ++, and we will also call out the Everyday Drinker. And lastly, we're going to challenge Bourbon Bill. Bill, we need your list. Thank you, drinking buddies. I really appreciate all of you. Leave a comment down below with what 5 you might use if these were your categories. So to refresh everyone's memory again, if you're going to be doing this at home, it's going to be a low proof option, a cocktail, something that you don't mind drinking over ice, a wheated bourbon, and something that shouldn't work for summer but totally does. Well, cheers, drinking buddies. See you on the next one.